At her speech today, the Shadow Home Secretary, Yvette ripped apart the government's time in office. It's clear from what she says that we do need a new government and we need a general election. The Tory party are too busy infighting and are nothing more than a zombie government at this point, even raising the dead to try and salvage what little time they have left. They can't even find MPs to fulfil the ministerial roles that's needed. Now, she does go on to talk about the Islamic conflict, which I've not left in this video because I really just wanted to focus on the current government's record and how disastrous Sunak is being as the current Prime Minister.
When the Prime Minister opened the King's Speech debate just 8 days ago, we had all this briefing about how it was a Rishi reset moment. So much of a flop was it that, having made promises just 8 days ago about the changes his government would deliver, now he's talking about the changes to his government instead. Another reshuffle, another Rishi reset, not change, just more of the same chaos. We remember his conference claim that he was rejecting decades of failure, including the last 13 years of Tory government. And just a month later, he's brought back one of the main Tory architects, the former Prime Minister who cut 20,000 police officers, brought in the bedroom tax and austerity, pushed working families and children into poverty, and it is a sign of the state of the Tory party that the Prime Minister who did all that is now suddenly seen as a moderate. And instead of a government focused on the problems facing the country, the cost of living crisis, record NHS waiting lists, rising town centre crime and serious violence, what we've got from them is just more of the same Tory psychodrama and chaos. Because in the last 7.5 years, we've had 5 Prime Ministers, 6 Chancellors, 7 Health Secretaries, 7 Foreign Secretaries, 8 Home Secretaries, and I think I counted right. 11 eight Justice Secretaries. It has been a struggle to keep count of the changing Justice Secretaries. 8 Home Secretaries in less than 8 years, and even worse, 2 of them were the Right Honourable Member for Fareham. So unsuited for the job of Home Secretary, she was sacked twice. Once for breaching security rules in government, the second time for undermining security on our streets, attacking the police and undermining respect for decisions they take in the run-up to a difficult weekend, ramping up division around remembrance and making it harder for the police to do their job. Things no other Home Secretary would ever have done. And it shows how little this Prime Minister cares about our security at all, that he was prepared to reappoint her, to defend her and to follow her wherever she led, and now we know why. Because the dodgy deal he denied last year is now laid bare in the former Home Secretary's letter. Here's what she says. Despite you having been rejected by a majority of party members and thus having no personal mandate to be Prime Minister, fair point there, this was a document with clear terms to which you agreed in October 2022 during your second leadership campaign. I trusted you. Well, obviously another sign of her poor judgment. A deal that made him Prime Minister and made him make her the most unsuitable Home Secretary this country has had. And so, Mr. Speaker, when the Conservatives published their latest Crime and Justice Bill, which has measures in it to tackle antisocial behaviour that Labour called for, I was going to make the point that they've no ideas of their own and they are just following Labour's lead. But I have to concede, members opposite, in fact the Tory party in general, are definitely the experts on antisocial behaviour. The former Home Secretary is throwing rocks and stones. The new Conservative group is making dark threats, going round the parliamentary Tory party, nuisance begging for no confidence letters in the Prime Minister. And the member for South Holland and the Deepings, so desperate to find out how many have gone into the chair of the 1922 committee, he's now camped outside his office. But look, I guess they told us that was a lifestyle choice. And while they fight culture wars with each other, the rest of us are worried about the security on our streets. And the new Home Secretary has said that he briefed that he didn't want to take over this job, but he's agreed to take one for the team. So let me just say to him and to all of their front bench, if he and their ministers don't want to be running the Home Office, don't want to be running the Justice Department and can't see how to do the job, they should get out the way and let those of us who can. Because our country is crying out for a government that actually cares about tackling crime, restoring security to our streets. But what do we have in the King's Speech? The Crime and Justice Bill includes measures Labour called for long ago, but it doesn't tackle enough of the serious problems our country faces or make up for the damage that's been done. Under this government, more than 90% of crimes go unsolved. And if you commit a crime in this country, the chances of you being caught and punished are less than half what they were under the last Labour government. That is the scale of collapse.
In the speech, Cooper touched upon the King's Speech, and if you want to see more about that damp squib, then take a look at the video that's on screen now. Thanks for watching, don't forget to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time.